Well, the Easter season is upon us, and I'm about to make a rant about something involving Easter that may affect, well, a few folks, and it may affect even you. When I was a kid growing up in the last century, that's a long time ago, folks, one of my favorite things on Easter was to get something special in my Easter basket. And you know what it was? I'll tell you what it was. It was this. It was the Reese's Peanut Butter Cup. This, friends, I have been eating for more years than I could possibly tell you. Now, in my youth, I loved them a whole lot. As I grew older, well, I had to find other things to eat because, well, Mother Nature's not good to people to eat this kind of stuff too much. But I like a Reese's Peanut Butter Cup. But a few years ago, I guess back maybe 4 or 5 years ago, the taste of the Reese's Peanut Butter Cup didn't taste the same. Something was amiss. Something wasn't right in those Reese's Peanut Butter Cups that I've been eating for years and years and years. Turns out, H.B Resse had the company that started the Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, and, well, many years ago, he sold his company to the Hershey Candy Company. Now, Hershey's is a big company, and they produce a whole lot of stuff, and they've been producing the Reese's Pieces and the Reese's Cups for many, many years. But something changed about 5 years ago. Something in the taste. It wasn't right. It had a different taste to it, a different feel to it. And so I kind of quit eating them. I just didn't like the taste of them. They just didn't taste right. So, like many people, I stopped eating them. Maybe it was you. Maybe you weren't the only ones, because I certainly could taste it. Well, it turns out that a few months ago, back in July, I believe it was, his name was Brad Reese. He's the grandson of the late H.B Resse. And he went on Linkin, that's the website, and said, hey, Hershey's has been messing with the ingredients in the Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. They're changing the formula, and it doesn't taste the same. He said they actually got some stuff and had to throw it away. He said it's like fats and all sorts of stuff they're using, but it's not chocolate. Why? Well, chocolate prices skyrocketed in recent years, and I'm guessing, and this is just my guess, that the folks at Hershey said, you know, we got to find a cheaper way to make these things and sell them and still make money off of them. Now, I remember the day where you could buy these things quarter a piece. This thing cost me about $2. Same product. But apparently they may have changed the ingredients of the Reese's Cup, as Mr. Brad Reese said. Now, other members of his family says, no, we have nothing to do with Brad. He's an outsider. We're not messing with the Hershey Company because they know what side of the bread the butter's on and they're eating the bread. But he said there's something wrong. Well, it turns out the Hershey Company has now come out and admitted they changed the ingredients in their certain products. They said, oh, well, it's only about 3% of the products they have. And Hershey makes a lot of products. Only 3%. Well, apparently one of those was Reese's. And now they're going to change back and start using milk chocolate and peanuts in the Reese's. Now they're saying, no, we use classic peanuts. We roast the peanuts, make them just right. Ain't the peanuts I'm worried about, folks. It's the chocolate. Chocolate is what makes the Reese's Peanut Butter Cups what it is. Yeah, you get the peanuts, the peanut stuff on the inside, but then you got to have the combo. That's what works. And when one of them ain't working, it ain't working all across the board. So where do we stand now? Well, according to the Hershey Company, they are going to change their recipe, bring back traditional chocolate by 2027. Now, I understand the cocoa prices have gone down around the world simply because of lack of demand, supply and demand, if you will. So now it looks like Reese's is going to go back to being the original Reese's that I remember. My favorite. I've been eating these since the last century. Now, it turns out it's not just the Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. I am told by people who like these, Kit Kats. I'm not a fan of Kit Kats. My granddaughters are, I think, but I'm not. But apparently these have changed too. They have a different taste to them. And could this be one of the 3% of the Hershey's products that have been altered? They're not using real chocolate? I don't know, but I'm guessing it's probably true. So, are they going to go back to Kit Kats and maybe make them taste like they're supposed to with real chocolate? One would hope, if they've altered these. But overall, just so you know, I've been a fan of the Reese's Peanut Butter Cup since I was a kid. And I knew when they changed the taste, the flavor was totally different. Something was messed with. I stopped eating them. And now come to find out, Hershey's has admitted they altered the candy. They altered the Reese's peanut butter cup and whatever else they altered to save a buck. Something you need to know about, and now you know.